What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. I want to talk about what's going on in the suburbs of Atlanta. And typically I have my Atlanta Pookie and Ray Ray series. It does quite well here on the channel. But now it is getting even in the high schools. Atlanta and its suburbs. All right. And unfortunately, things are not getting better. They are getting worse. Now, before I kind of break down what happened, I want to play this news clip that will inform us of what has happened, and then we'll come back.
Happening tonight, a Gwinnett County High School principal says a student could face criminal charges after allegedly being caught on video attacking a teacher.
11 Alive's Brittany Kleinpeter has the details.
The video surfaced yesterday and appears to show a student hitting a teacher at Discovery High School in Lawrenceville. Now, because the student may be a minor and we don't identify minors unless they're charged as adults, we blurred the video to not reveal his identity. Take a look.
No. Oh my God.
In the video that made its rounds on social media, you can see a group of students circled around one person and what appears to be a student hitting that person until they fall to the ground. The district says it happened shortly before 11 a.m. yesterday during a class transition, and that the attack only ended when another student got in between the two to break it up. In an email to parents, Discovery High School principal Marcy Sledge said the student who attacked the teacher will face criminal charges, adding that they are looking at punishing students who helped plan the attack, record, and upload the video. This attack comes amid ongoing complaints from parents about a new discipline policy that was rolled out earlier this year, focusing on keeping violators in school and offering intervention over discipline.
I have seen videos before that teachers get in between the fight and they get they get beaten up or they get attacked. I have seen that. But this is the first time that I have seen a video that I felt like that they were going to attack this teacher.
Earlier this month, we got stats from the district that showed fights involving students had increased by 35% this year, with the numbers of weapons found in schools nearly doubling from last year. Parents expressing concerns that this latest attack reinforces that something needs to change.
We need the discipline back in the school.
The school says violence will not be tolerated, adding that it is against the district and school disciplinary policy. In Gwinnett County, Brittany Kleinpeter, 11 Alive News.
Now, I want to talk about this because I've seen some of the other videos of which I cannot show because some of the students' faces are on the videos. But what happened was this particular young man decided to jump on this teacher because the student had bad grades and the teacher called the parents. So I guess the parent got on the student for having bad grades. So then the teacher was assaulted by the student. And if you look at what's going on with some of the schools there, violent crime and fights are up 35%. Weapons found in the school are up 88%. So then they're gonna come back to who is raising these kids. Want to take a guess? Do you believe that it's a lot of black fathers in this? It's a young man that's beating up this teacher. I can tell you, there are no men to be found at all. And we are always bigging up single parents in Black America. Now, not all their kids behave like this, but I will say that a lot of kids in Black America are underperforming because they don't have the resources and the fundamentals to be able to do the right thing. Because why? I'm gonna tell you, they don't want to do the right thing because their parents don't make them. Even your boy Umar Johnson said, listen, you single moms, while I appreciate you for what you do, you don't force your kids to read for 30 minutes a day. Don't do the homework. So we don't talk about that, right? Why don't these kids do the homework? I can tell you why. Because the parents don't make them. They don't force them. It's not instilled in them. So when they come to school and they're supposed to be educated, they're there in the class talking back. They're not trying to learn nothing. And then these teachers, like the man was saying at the end, they see these students fighting, they try to jump in and try to break it up, and the teachers end up getting jumped on. So then who wants to educate these children? And the reason why we have a problem in Black America, it's the same problem that African leadership has. What do I mean? I want to talk about this. I've been looking at George Ayete. He's passed away this year. He was a PhD economist from Ghana, but he was teaching at the American University of Washington, D.C. He was a huge critic of African leadership, especially those who took the socialist approach. The Julius Nyereres, the Kwame Nkrumahs, people like that, Sekou Toure in Guinea. These people ruined Africa to a certain degree, especially in the economical system. But, one thing that George Ayete did is when you had all of these dictators in Africa in the 70s and the 80s, pretty much killing people at will and destroying the economies and infrastructures, nobody said anything about it in the diaspora. But if you talked about it in the diaspora, you were looked at as a sellout, as a traitor. If you didn't mention what was going wrong in Africa, you were a problem. And even that's to this day, certain situations is true. If you talk about what's going wrong in Africa, you get a lot of people hating on you. Why don't you go back to your country then? They say that. But not like it was in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And see, I want to talk about that because it's the same thing about the Black community and our parenting. See, when we talk about single mothers or single parents, we can big them up all day. We better not, though, tell the truth about some of the children that they are rearing. No. That's a no-go zone. We are only supposed to be able to, big them up, but never talk about the problems that the kids are not doing the homework. The kids are not studying. The kids are making noise in school. The kids are reading at a low level. The parents are not forcing the kids to be anything. The kids don't have resources. They don't have mentorship. And the parents don't have mentorship. And see, you're not going to be able to pull off anything of value with folk like this. See, we can't say that in Black America, can we? No. We cannot. We can't. Because in Black America, you have to get along and go along with whatever is foolish. Just like some of the African congregations. How dare you criticize what governments are doing in Africa? How dare you criticize what's going on in Black America? You'd be better off listen, you might as well shut your mouth, okay? You're better off not saying any goddamn thing. Because if you do that, how dare you? So people, when they do a Black America, you know what they do? They don't say nothing. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna move here to this other community. I'm not even gonna deal with what's going on with these young Pookies and Ray Rays, and I'm not sending my kids nowhere over there by them. That's me. That's me. You don't want to act right? You don't want to teach your kids how to do something? It's okay. I will never be nowhere around your damn people. Never. Because your kids are not going to be, and I ain't got no kids, but they damn sure ain't gonna be over here messing up with me. I'm gonna make sure that my kids is in a situation where they're safe, where the education system is good, where people got some goddamn sense. And I know a lot of us don't like that, but it's true. These kids are getting more, they're not getting less violent, they're getting more violent in these suburban schools. And you better take heed. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.